Hello everybody, this is Kiran and today we are going to learn about system testing. In the previous session we did see what are the phases of testing. So we began with the unit testing and then we learned about integration testing and types of integration testing. So today we'll learn about system testing. So here we go. So what is system testing? After the integration testing is over, all the modules are integrated together and they are tested well. We have to perform one system testing, which means we are installing the entire set of the software into the simulated work environment, and we are doing an entire testing on the system to make sure that everything is working perfectly fine before we actually move on to the UAT testing. System testing deals with functional and non-functional testing, and here we'll be focused on the functionality as well as the operation of the system or the software we are actually trying to test. So what happens in the initial phases? So when the testing is happening, we actually perform the different phases of testing. It starts with the unit, wherein individual developers are testing their individual modules. Now after the unit testing is over, they are integrated together and they are sent to the QA server for performing the integration testing. It is an ongoing process and it will continue until all the modules are integrated and we are able to complete the integration testing. After the integration testing is over, we have to install the entire system into a simulated work environment. What is a simulated environment? Let's say we are creating a software for the car dashboard. Now, for doing actual system testing, we need to do an installation on the car dashboard and do the testing. So that's where the actual testing will be possible. Similarly, if we have an application which is for Android mobile, or maybe it's a mobile application, let's say. So we need to install it onto a mobile and then do the testing. So that's how the system testing will be successful, because we are actually testing both the software and the hardware, and we are making sure that the compatibility and the different kinds of compatibility on the basis of browser, operating system, or the interfaces, everything is working perfectly fine as per the requirements. So system testing focuses on testing both the functional and the operational aspects of any of the applications which we are trying to test. Moving back to the PPT, here we go. So for testing the overall interaction of the components, we have to do a final round of system testing before actually we move on to anything called UAT, user acceptance. So what we do here is we do a complete integration of the software and we do a system testing. So software is entitled to work along with the hardware. So we have to make sure that we have the right hardware with us when we are actually doing the system testing. It does involve non-functional testing also, because apart from just testing the business flow and the functionality of the software, in system testing we'll also be focusing towards its performance, its reliability, how much scalable it is, how much load it is able to bear, or how is it going to perform eventually after it's deployed to the production. So that's where the system testing focuses on. We have to do a lot of testing here involving non-functional and functional testing. So it is actually a series of testing types which will be involved in order to completely do system testing. It uses the method which is called black box testing method. What is black box testing? It is a testing type wherein you don't need to have the coding knowledge of the software. You need to understand the business requirements and the business flow of the software. We have already discussed about white box and black box testing types in different videos. So here you have to majorly focus on the business functionality and the business flows of the software, and you shouldn't be bothering about the internal logics and codes of the software, which is actually a white box tester, a person who understands the code and who is testing the internal coding and logic of a software are the white box tester. Black box testing methods includes understanding business requirements and functionality of any software. So system testing will be dealing with black box testing techniques. Moving forward, what are the objectives? Why actually we need to do system testing? So we have to do a complete verification of the system components, and so that it is able to perform all the functions it has been meant for. So we have to make sure that all the components are tied up together, working perfectly fine. So that's where we'll be it is necessary to perform system testing. Also, to perform an inter-system test. So when any piece of software is installed on any hardware, we have to make sure that all the integrations are working fine. We also need to do system testing to make sure that both the performance and the functionality of the system is working perfectly fine, and also to make sure that all the different types of testing are passing as per the system testing, because in the integration testing there are different test types which were performed. Now here in the system, after all the integration is complete, what is the status of different types of testing? So those are the overall objectives of system testing. Now when it is done after the integration testing. And what are the inputs to the system testing? It will be done when we have a detailed requirement and the application designing. So we need to have a detailed requirement. Of course, we need to have a system test plan and a master test plan. So system test plan will be required so that when we are actually doing the system testing, everything is as per the plan. So those are the inputs to do the system testing. And what is the output? We have a system test report which is required for performing UAT testing. So if we are able to present a system testing report that yes, everything is passed and there's a go ahead from the system testing team, only then we'll be able to perform any bit of the UAT testing. So user acceptance testing is yet another testing which is involving the clients, and which is the last type of testing or last phase of testing before actually moving on to the production. So system testing is equally important, as it will give a credibility to the system, as in there are no showstoppers open and everything is working fine in and out, and we have tested the functionality as well as the performance of the software, and we can rely upon the successful production release of the software. So if we talk about the types of system testing, there are various types which we have to perform as a part of system testing phase. So they include the usability testing. So what is usability? This testing is done as an end user. So we make sure that we behave like an end user and we do the testing to find out how easy the system is to use, or how much approachable a system is, a software is. If somebody as an end user is using it, how much understandable it is to the user, and how much well the person is able to navigate to the different pages of the software. So usability testing is performed as a part of the system testing. We also do different type of performance testing, that is load, stress, spike, endurance, volume, all these testing as a part of the performance testing. And we also perform functional testing. As we have said, we will be doing both functional and non-functional testing here in system testing. We also need to check the hardware and the software. So we have already seen these list of non-functional testing in the other videos. So we have already discussed about what they are and what do the actual meaning of these testing types are, what is performance, what is load, spike, endurance, volume, and stress, every different kind of non-functional testing. So that's about system testing. We did learn about what system testing is, when it is performed, who is performing system testing, and why it is important, what are the objectives of performing system testing, and what techniques we are using, like that is black box technique, and what all are the different types of system testing which we do for making sure that yes, there's a go ahead from the system testing team. So that's all from the system testing phase. So we have a lot more in the upcoming sessions about testing. So for now, thank you.